Beneath the colorful costume of a clown hid one of America's most notorious serial killers, John Wayne Gacy. A jovial entertainer at children's parties and community events, he was fondly known as Pogo the Clown. Yet behind this cheerful facade lurked a monster, a cold-blooded killer who would shake the nation with his heinous crimes. John Wayne Gacy was born into an ordinary family in the suburbs of Chicago. His early life was filled with the usual ups and downs of childhood. However, it was the turbulent relationship with his father that cast a long shadow over his formative years. His father, an abusive alcoholic, often subjected young Gacy to physical and emotional torment. Yet Gacy strived to win his approval, a futile endeavor that would leave a significant mark on his psyche. As an adult, Gacy was a well-respected figure in his community. He was a successful businessman, a tireless charity worker, and a beloved clown. His clown persona, Pogo, was a hit with the local kids and their parents. He would often dress up as Pogo for community events, charming everyone with his antics. But little did they know, Pogo was more than just a clown. It was a carefully crafted mask that allowed Gacy to gain the trust of his victims before leading them into his horrifying web of deceit and violence. In his double life, Gacy was a wolf in sheep's clothing. He used his position in the community and his clown persona to prey on the vulnerable. He was a manipulator, a predator, and a murderer, hiding behind the guise of a friendly, harmless clown. The dichotomy between his public image and his dark, secret life was a chilling testament to the depths of human depravity. But who was John Wayne Gacy before he became the killer clown? Let's delve into his past. Gacy's childhood was far from idyllic, with seeds of darkness being sown early on. Born into a family where his father was a volatile alcoholic, the young Gacy was often the target of his father's violent outbursts. His father's wrath was relentless, and Gacy, unable to meet his father's expectations, was left feeling worthless and unloved. This was further complicated by Gacy's struggles with his sexuality. Growing up in a time when homosexuality was considered a taboo, Gacy felt a deep sense of shame and confusion. Unable to express his feelings, he buried them deep within himself, fostering a sense of self-loathing and resentment. Early signs of his violent tendencies began to surface. As a teenager, Gacy was known to trap and torture animals, displaying a disturbing lack of empathy. This behavior, often a precursor to more serious violence, went largely unnoticed, dismissed as boyish mischief. Gacy's adult life seemed to offer a fresh start. He married a woman he met at a local business club, the JC's, and soon became a proud father. On the surface, he appeared to be a model citizen, a family man, a successful businessman, and an active member of the community. But beneath this facade, the darkness within him was growing. His involvement with the JC's gave him access to young boys, exploiting their trust and innocence. The first known sexual assault took place in 1967 when Gacy lured a 15-year-old boy into his home under the guise of showing him pornographic films. This incident was a chilling indication of the monstrosity that was beginning to take shape. A life filled with turmoil was about to take a sinister turn. As we delve deeper into the life of John Wayne Gacy, we are left to ponder the terrifying transformation of a seemingly normal man into one of history's most notorious serial killers. The making of this monster is a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most ordinary lives. In the 1970s, Gacy's murderous spree began, forever marking him as one of the most infamous serial killers. His reign of terror was characterized by a chilling modus operandi that would send shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned crime investigators. Gacy, a seemingly respectable businessman and an active community member, used his charm and status to lure unsuspecting young boys into a trap from which there was no escape. His method was as diabolical as it was effective. Often he would impersonate a police officer or offer jobs at his construction company, creating a facade of trust and safety. But the reality was far from it. Once they were within his clutches, the victims would be subjected to unimaginable horrors. Gacy would use a variety of torture methods, including the infamous handcuff trick, where he would demonstrate how to escape from handcuffs only to trap the victim in them, helpless and at his mercy. One of the most chilling aspects of Gacy's reign of terror was his crawl space. This was a small, dark space beneath his house where he would conceal the lifeless bodies of his victims. It was here that the true extent of his monstrosity was revealed. Over a span of 6 years, Gacy murdered at least 33 young boys and men, each case more horrifying than the last. Among the many heinous crimes, the case of Robert Piest, a 15-year-old boy who disappeared after going to discuss a potential job with Gacy, stood out. His disappearance led to an investigation that would eventually unmask the monster that Gacy was. Gacy's reign of terror was a dark period in the annals of crime history, a testament to the depths of human depravity. But as with all reigns of terror, they eventually come to an end. It was a routine missing persons case that led investigators to Gacy's doorstep. The disappearance of 15-year-old Robert Piest in December of 1978 sparked a search that would unravel the chilling reality of John Wayne Gacy's double life. Piest was last seen leaving for a meeting with Gacy about a potential job. When the young boy did not return home, his family reported him missing. The police, acting on the family's suspicions, paid a visit to Gacy's suburban Chicago home. Initial investigations yielded little, yet something didn't sit right with the detectives. A second visit to Gacy's home unveiled a horrific discovery that would shock the nation. Hidden beneath the floorboards of his house, investigators uncovered the bodies of 29 young men. Each one had been brutally murdered, their remains discarded in the crawl space like forgotten relics of Gacy's monstrous deeds. The macabre discovery painted a gruesome picture of the man behind the jovial clown facade. This wasn't just Pogo the Clown, the beloved party entertainer. This was a serial killer hiding in plain sight. As the news broke, a stunned nation watched in disbelief. Gacy was arrested and put on trial. The evidence was overwhelming, his guilt undeniable. The trial was a media circus, a spectacle that mirrored the twisted reality of Gacy's life. Each day brought forth more horrifying details, revealing the true extent of his reign of terror. Throughout the trial, Gacy showed no remorse for his actions. He maintained his innocence despite the damning evidence. His chilling indifference only served to underscore the depth of his depravity. It was a stark contrast to the friendly, outgoing man his neighbors thought they knew. In the end, justice was served. Gacy was convicted of 33 murders and sentenced to death. The clown mask had been ripped off, the monster beneath revealed for all to see, but the scars of his heinous acts would forever be etched in the annals of American crime history. Gacy was finally unmasked, revealing the true monster beneath the clown makeup. Gacy's crimes sent shockwaves through the nation, forcing us to question our perception of evil. In the aftermath of Gacy's capture, communities, especially those in the heart of America, found themselves grappling with an unimaginable reality. A sense of dread hung thick in the air as neighbors looked at each other with suspicion and fear. The horror of Gacy's deeds was intensified by the fact that he had been living among them, an active member of society, even a respected one, hiding a dark secret beneath the veneer of normalcy. The media frenzy that followed was like nothing the nation had seen before. Newspapers, television broadcasts, and radio shows were all abuzz with the chilling details of Gacy's heinous acts. The nation was gripped by a morbid fascination, unable to tear their eyes away from the unfolding horror. The legacy of Gacy's crimes continues to resonate today. His name has become synonymous with the embodiment of evil. His story has inspired countless books, films, and even songs, serving as a dark muse for those seeking to explore the depths of human depravity. But from this darkness there emerged a sliver of light. The shocking nature of Gacy's crimes led to significant changes in law enforcement practices. The case underscored the importance of thorough investigations and the need for improved communication between different jurisdictions. It highlighted the critical role of forensic science in solving crimes and emphasized the need for better victim support systems. In reflecting on the lessons learned, we are reminded of the importance of vigilance. We are reminded that evil does not always come in a form that is easily recognizable. And perhaps most importantly, we are reminded of the strength and resilience of communities in the face of unimaginable horror. Gacy's story serves as a chilling reminder that sometimes the real monsters lurk not in the shadows but in plain sight.